The next thing we're going to do is divide up these members. So we'll turn off the solid elements. We see that it starts with 8, so we're going to start with 8100. So we'll go to member, divide by length, like we did last time. We'll start at the bottom here, so we can click on this bottom member. Our new joint name, we want to start at 8100. And if we look at the distance for the first member is 5, so we'll input a length of 5. We'll apply, and again that's the same distance over, so we can just click on this and apply. Then we'll go up, and if the distance of 5, we'll click apply for 81. Same thing going across. We'll click on the next member, apply. Then we go up to the top here. Again it's a distance of 5, so we'll click on that, apply. Same thing right next to it, we'll apply. Go to the top member, click and apply, and right next to it we'll click on the member and apply. Now we can go ahead and add these members, so we'll go to member, add. Again, our group label should be W02, which is there. There's a member going from 8100 to 8102, from 8104 to 8106, and from 8101 to 8103, 8103 to 8105, and 8105 to 8107. Now we have to divide these two members, so we're going to go back to member, divide by length, click on the left member. The first joint has a distance of 3, so input 3 and apply. Again, that's the same one distance over here, so we'll click on this member and apply. Go back to the left, we'll click. The distance is now 4, input 4 and apply, and go to the right member, same distance, and we'll apply. We'll go back to the add member box, highlight that. Still should be a W02. We'll go from 8108 to 8109, apply. 8110 to 8111, apply. Go back to the member, divide by length, click on the bottom one. We see that the distance is 2, we'll input 2 and apply. Same thing for the member above, click on that member, apply. We'll click on the bottom one. That distance now is 4, input 4, apply, click on the member above and apply. And the last thing, we'll go back to the add members, still a W02, we'll go from 8112 to 8113 and 8114 to 8115. Now we see that all the members look exactly like the drawing on 202. If we turn on the solid elements, all the members have been defined. So at this point we want to save the model. We can close out these boxes. We're going to go to File, Save As, say OK, and we're going to change the ending to second.05 and hit Save. Now we can close this out. Now we see we have our saved model as second.05. We can open this with the data gen. So if we right click, open with data gen, we can see the groups that we just added was W01 and W02. So we see the groups here, say W01 and W02, and you can see that it gives the section labels. So you also could have input it through here, and this is how it would look. We'll go back and close that. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is define the design parameters, the joint connection design, the deck beam offsets, and the member code check properties. So the first thing is the joint connection design. We'll open up our model with pre-seed. So we're going to create the joint connection. The joint connection, we'll go to Display Group Selections, and we want to exclude. We have exclude checked off. The pile legs, which is PL1 through PL5. We'll pull that over. Also our members W01 and W02 that we just had, we're going to pull that over. And our deck legs, which are DL6 and DL7. And our wishbone. Once we have all those in the selected group, you can see on the model it's highlighted in red. We're going to unclick the show on attached joints so the joints aren't in the model either. And then we can hit apply. Now you see we just have basically the jacket structure without the pile legs in it. And we're going to be designing these joint connections. So the next thing we'll go to joint connection, automatic design. We're going to keep the part of the structure to include as active because we already took out what we didn't want to see, so it's the active part. You could have changed that to all joints in the list to include or joints in the list to exclude. So we'll keep it as active. For the general tab, we see offset brace to outside of core. We're going to check that off. It'll offset the brace to the outside of the leg member. Our gapping option, we want to move the brace. And we're going to keep that as along the cord. Our gap, we want to be 5 centimeters. And our gap size option, you can keep that as minimum only. Then they have use existing offsets if gap criteria is met. We're going to check that off. So if it's larger, you'll just keep that offset. Then the next tab is the can cord. And the first thing says update segment and groove can last. We want to do that, so we can check that off. And we're going to use the API minimum requirements. And also we're going to increase the joint can lengths only. We don't want to decrease it. Right now we have it as 1 when we had defined these. We don't want it to be any less, so we're going to keep it to increase it if it needs to increase or leave it the same. Then we can hit apply. Once we have all the updated, we'll apply and you'll look at the model here. I'm going to turn on this 3D so we can see. Apply. And you can see now, if you zoom in, there's an offset. So it offsetted these members here and they gave a gap. Now we are going to define the dummy legs. So to do this, we will go back to Display Active Isometric and click on Reset Select and hit Apply, and we'll see the entire structure. Now we're going to start at the elevation down here, so we'll go to Display. We can go to Plan, and then we'll choose the -50 elevation, apply that. We can turn off the solid elements, and we see the conductor area here. We're going to add the dummy members here. So we can go to Member, Add, and for the group label, we're going to call it DUM. And then we turn on our joints. Our joint A would be 2107 to 205F. We'll right-click Apply, then 2111 to 205F, right-click Apply. 2113 to 205F, right-click Apply, and 2115 to 205F, right-click Apply. And we'll do the same thing for the other 3. So we'll do this area here, add the 4 members. Again, same thing. Alright, once we're done with this elevation, we're going to go to the next elevation. So we'll go to Display, Plan, and we'll go to -21 and apply that. Then we're going to do the same thing. We can go back to the Add Members box, and we'll click on 3107 to 305F and apply, 3111 to 305F apply, 3115, 305F apply, and 3113 to 305F. Again, we'll do the same thing for each one. Once we have that plan elevation, we'll go to the next plan elevation. So we'll go back to Display Plan, and we'll choose the 2, apply. Then we'll go back to the Add Members box. We'll click on that, and then we'll apply again. 4106 to 405F apply, 4110, 405F apply, 4114, 405F apply, 4112 to 405F apply, and do the same thing for the other members. And we have one more elevation, so we'll go back to the display plan. We'll go to the 15.3 elevation, apply, zoom in, and here we still need to add those middle members. So to do that, we can divide these members up. We'll go to Member, Divide, and we'll do Ratio since it's in the middle. And our last joint name looks like it was 7115, so we'll just put in 7116, and we'll check off to use next available name if that already exists.